we are going to move into something we call it the equation of circle. Remember, we have done the equation of a line. The same way, we need to find the equation of a circle. Before I start taking further, I would like to remind you Pythagoras. I want to remind you that Pythagoras is based on the notion that hypotenuse squared equals the two different sides, the smaller and the medium size side, the square of these two. So, for example, I can say a squared plus b squared will give me the hypotenuse squared. Remember that. Okay. A squared plus b squared equals hypotenuse squared. When we try to derive, like find the equation of a circle, we will use a combination of the Pythagoras theorem and whatever we have done in coordinate geometry when we use this Cartesian plane. So now this is a circle, this is the center of the circle, and this is a point on the periphery, on the circumference. I would like you to give a moment and think what the coordinates of A. Remember, we start always from the X and then comma the Y. So in this case, it will be 3, 4. What about the B? The B coordinates of B are at 4, correct, 6. I hope you understand that here A, C, and B are what we used to call the run and the rise. You remember that? When we're discussing the gradient? Okay. And also want you to remember that this is the radius. Radius is the segment that connects the center with the point in the circumference of a circle. So I'm sure you can identify here this very nice right angle triangle. Yep. Which has R as hypotenuse. So R squared theoretically is AC squared plus BC squared. This is my Pythagoras. Okay. Don't need that Pythagoras anymore. However, let's think in a different way. I want us to think with regards to whatever we have learned until now, the gradient and that nice thing we said in the beginning of the year, m equals y2 take away y1 over x2 take away x1. I hope you remember that. Okay. So the y2 take away y1 is the difference between the end point and the beginning point. Yep, it's a rise. and x2, take away x1, is the difference between the end point and the beginning point of the run. So in this case, I want you to remember that we call this x and we call this y. And the center of the circle, we don't call it x1 or y1, we call it a, comma, b. Okay. Using this formula here, instead of ac squared, I put the run, which is x, that x, take away a, that a, squared, plus the rise, the square of the rise. So what's the rise? Let's change the color here. It is y, take away b. So it is y, take away b, again squared. So now, let's get rid of that too. I have substitute this square and this square with the run and the rise. The difference between this and this squared, and then I add the difference of this and this, again squared. And this gives me r squared. This is what we call the equation of a circle. We're going to use it practicing for some exercise. Thank you very much. We will practice more and we will see where we're going.